A new painting was hung this fall among 350 others, portraying the most influential leaders in the nation's livestock industry over the last century. This time, however, the face in the painting is that of a woman, only the second ever included in the elite saddle and sirloin portrait gallery.
I don't think I ever gave it a thought. It's just what I wanted to do, and so I just did it.
What Minnie Lou Bradley of Childress County, Texas did in 1955 was step into a man's world of cattle ranching.
The boys have got to hunt all the draws and canyons for the cattle and get them bunched.
At the time, only a fraction of ranchers were female. Bradley balks, however, when others describe her as a crusader for women. As she sees it, she simply chose a career and made a go of it on cheap, drought-plagued land in the Texas Panhandle.
We will have owned this ranch 60 years come November. We bought it in 1955. We came on up here, and the tumbleweeds were just right up to the windows of that old house. And so we started going out to the pastures. It looked pretty bleak to me.
Bradley, who at 83 still runs Bradley 3 Ranch with her daughter Mary Lou Bradley Henderson and son-in-law James Henderson, remembers how she had to prove herself among the old-school cowboys. She was just a few years beyond having become the first woman to earn an animal husbandry degree at Oklahoma State University, then called Oklahoma A&M, when she began ranching. One day, she helped vaccinate, castrate, and dehorn calves with a group of cowboys. And when her father-in-law, Rusty Bradley, gave her the opportunity to share her opinion, Minnie Lou didn't hesitate.
I said, the most cruel thing I ever saw in my life. And he said, what? And I said, dehorning these cattle. I'd never seen a calf dehorn. You know, that blood just squirting everywhere. He said, what? I said, that is brutal. And all the old cowboys sitting there, and of course, and we've lost that breed, but they carried you high about everything. I mean, you had to really, defend yourself. And he said, what would you do? You gonna let the horns grow on them and cause bruises? I said, no, I'd buy an Angus bull.
Gaining confidence in Minnie Lou, Rusty Bradley wrote her a check that day, telling her to bring him 5 Angus bulls, a breed without horns. At the time, Angus cattle were not popular in that part of Texas, and most ranches ran Hereford cattle. While her father-in-law backed her ideas and encouraged her, other men in the area questioned her career choice and her clothing, which was anything but traditional. Walking into a rural store one day wearing her cowboy hat, boots, and the pistol her relatives insisted she carry in case of rattlesnakes, she overheard the conversation of a group of cotton growers.
They weren't talking to me, but they were talking loud enough that, I could hear them. And they said, can you imagine a woman horseback like she goes, blah, 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 I just turned around and I said, I'd rather do that than have on an old cotton dress and stomping that cotton in that cotton trailer all day long. Because that was all right with them for their wives to work like that.
Bradley began selling beef directly to small grocers and individuals in the 1970s. In 1986, she and daughter Mary Lou set up a meatpacking plant, B3R Country Meats in Childress, Texas. And it wasn't long before her daughter urged Minnie Lou to expand their market to urban areas.
She said, do you know there's more people in a block in New York City than there is in 3 counties here? And so I'm going where the mouths are.
Mary Lou's direct approach and Texas mannerisms resonated with those in the city, and the plant began selling directly to wholesale grocers, emphasizing health food. The B3R brand became so well recognized that its steaks were served at one of George W. Bush's post-inaugural celebrations. For a time, the plant provided meat for the certified Angus beef's natural product line. Eventually, though, outside offers became too enticing, and the family sold the meatpacking company in 2002. In the ensuing years, Minnie Lou added other credits to her bio. She became the first female president of the influential American Angus Association and was inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame.
I believe when Minnie Lou went through school, and also when I did, not maybe to the extreme, I do think women were in agriculture, possibly it wasn't okay to be as good as, you had to be better than. But because of women like Minnie Lou, it isn't that way today.
Late last year, fellow cattle producer Wesley Bonner wrote of Minnie Lou Bradley. 25 years ago, many in the industry thought her to be a niche market renegade, only to later appreciate her as a visionary. Despite these accolades, cattle production has been anything but easy. Last spring, the drought that plagued parts of Texas for much of the past 4 years almost brought an end to Bradley 3 Ranch. Grain prices were high and pasture conditions worsened with each passing day, prompting neighbors to cull their herds. And in May, Minnie Lou's daughter, an accountant by trade, talked to her about the books.
She said, I don't know how long we can keep going. And I said, Mary Lou, we said we wouldn't sell this cow herd. And she said, well, you know, there comes a time when you have to do something. And May the 23rd, it started raining.
Although the Texas Panhandle is still locked in drought, Minnie Lou's worries eased as the grass returned. When she was recognized by her peers in November at the North American International Livestock Exposition, Minnie Lou was praised for her intellect, vision, and courage. Thanks to the timely rains that saved the ranch, she would likely add luck to the list. And despite her many honors, Minnie Lou humbly extols the work of others.
After you go down to the Cowgirl Hall of Fame, and you read about some of those ladies, or hear an inductee, I haven't done anything. Those gals were tough.
For Market to Market, I'm Paul Yeager.